Hello everybody, today we're going to be taking a look at the pack with no name. Yes, this pack literally has no name. I think the official name online is like Construction Crew Pack or something, but if you were buying this in store, which is what I did, you would literally not know what this is called because there is no name on this pack aside from what characters are in it. So yeah, I'm just going to call this the Construction Crew pack throughout this video because, again, there is no name on this box. So if you were buying this in store, you would pretty much not know what you're buying unless you're tuned into the Thomas brand, which even then, like, I don't even think Season 4 of All Engines Go was out. Well, I know it wasn't out at the time this pack released. So you literally wouldn't know what was going on here. But anyways, let's take a look at the packaging here. All the characters present pretty well. That's not an issue. There's a nice background, but let's take a look at the back here, and we've got a picture of a kid playing with the trains, which I don't even think it's an actual picture. I'm pretty sure it's like photoshopped or something. The toys look like they're in different lighting, so that I guess kind of makes sense. Maybe Carly's there and all these other toys are just like photoshopped in. But even on the back of this packaging, you really don't get any context as to why the characters in this pack look the way they do. You could easily mistake this as just like a normal multi-pack, like the whatever that pack is called, the soda or whatever set. You could easily mistake that as one of those where it comes with normal versions of each character, or even during this time, I'm pretty sure there was a very similar pack released with like Thomas, I think James and Percy and all those characters, where it pretty much presented the same way. So say you have both of those multi-packs right next to each other, how is a parent who's not very tuned into the Thomas brand, how are they really gonna know which one is the quote-unquote right one and which one their kid probably won't care about? But at that point, I'm kind of just beating a dead horse because I think everyone's complained about this pack not having a name or any context or anything. It's same thing with like a bunch of other toys from this range and the recent range and stuff like that. But I guess with all that being said, let's get this open. Now, I'm not really sure how you open it. I'm pretty sure it's pretty simple. I just don't know how to figure it out. So yeah, there really is like no opening to this. How do you open this? I don't really want to like fully destroy the packaging because this logo is actually pretty nice. Like, I don't know, I might cut out that logo and put it somewhere, but actually probably not. I don't know. How are you supposed to? I literally have no idea how you're supposed to take this out. No way could just do. Are you seeing? Okay, so I have a new issue with this packaging. Do you see how easy it is to just... What? And then, yep, that just comes... do you not care about your toys getting stolen or something? Like, especially today, like, I'm surprised I don't see more of these stolen. That was so simple. You don't open anything. There's no tape. There's nothing. Nothing to protect the engines besides this plastic thing. Wow. That is I don't even know how to explain that. If this was like an Amazon pack or something like that, I would understand it more because I guess you really don't need to protect that because that's just being shipped and the person who has it already paid for it. But these are in stores. These are still in stores at the time of making this video. So someone can just come up here and take the toy out and that's it. Like, there's no safety precautions. It's not even any tape. Like, I have spent far too long talking about this box, but this box is probably one of the worst boxes a Thomas toy has ever had because, again, there's like no tape, no like seal, or not even something like that where it's like at least like not glued in, but you know, it's like it's secured in, so you can't just like do this to it. So I'm so confused right now. Let's just take a look at the toy. I've spent far too long on this packaging. Okay, let's start off with Thomas here, and his blue is pretty much fully gone. Like, only his wheels remain blue. But it's actually a pretty nice looking version of Thomas. Real quick, I'll bring up the motorized version of what's supposed to be the same kind of variant, and this is definitely cooler, but it begs the question, how necessary is this variant? Like, Again, none of this is explained. None of this makes the most sense for the Thomas brand. It looks cool. I'll give it that. It does look cool. But it makes more sense to me now that I'm having it in hand. It makes more sense why these are just sitting on shelves at my local Walmarts. Honestly, I kind of regret buying this at full price, but I don't think I bought it. I got it as a gift, but still. Let's take a look at Percy here, and Percy, I do kind of like the AG Percy shape. It looks pretty Percy-esque. It's not too bad. It's got a nice happy face there. Again, the green is pretty much completely stripped off him. It's just this silver like undercoat, I guess, and green wheels. Ow. And it actually looks pretty nice, but again, you gotta question how necessary this variant is, but I'm not gonna keep going on about that point. I think that's just an obvious point to anyone with eyes. Here's Diesel, and Diesel's actually one of the better looking ones in the pack. He's not fully like silvered out. He's got like a nice silver like lining going on, and that's actually a very nice Diesel face. It's not happy-go-lucky like a lot of the other AEG Diesel faces. I'm immediately thinking of this one where he is like on happy pills or something. Like, wow. But this one actually looks fairly nice. As I said, the purple stands out and looks nice against the silver and the not even black, like very, very light black. Pretty interesting that he is the only one, I think, of this pack to have painted buffers. Not even Percy or Thomas, or no one else has painted buffers aside Diesel, and they're on both sides. So, yep, that's very consistent, Mattel, very consistent. Now let's get into two characters that I really don't know very well. Here is Carly. Now, obviously I know Carly from the CGI series, but AEG Carly is pretty unfamiliar to me. I have like one motorized model of her, and that's it. So this is actually pretty cool to have. And I will say, the silver does look really nice on her. Like, if this was their main design, that actually would look pretty nice. But still got a little bit of the yellow here, and I think what's really lacking on this model is the crane is just fully like solid yellow. Like, if there was like a little bit of silver thrown on this, I think that could have looked really nice, even if it was just the hook, because obviously the hook is supposed to be silver, I think. So I don't know, they could have thrown a bit of silver on that, and I think that would have looked pretty nice. Also, this one has like not buffer detailing, but I guess like spotlight detailing. That's really strange. Her wheels look very nice. It reminds me, I'm not sure exactly what it's like, but it's like that yellow warning symbol. Or the nuclear symbol. That's what this reminds me of, and I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but actually it might not be, because I think all of these kind of follow the same format. But yeah, this kind of looks like the nuclear symbol, but it is pretty cool. I kind of like this model. I will say that I know that Carly is a pretty bad shelf sitter. Like, at one of my local Walmarts, they still have, or at least the last time I went, they still have a normal all engines go push along Carly on the shelf, and they've had it since I graduated. So that was what, June, May, not May, April, I don't know, but I think that was June. So I know for a fact they had it since I graduated, and it was still there the last time I went. I'm pretty sure I have a picture of it, so I'll put a picture up now. But yeah, I kind of want to buy it just to put out its misery. So maybe whenever I go again, I'll buy it. But it does make sense why she's a shelf sitter. I'm pretty sure she's within the large engine assortment. So she's like nearly $10, which for this is not really worth it. And you have to take into account that literally all that money goes to the crane. And I'm trying to pull it out because I thought this crane was removable, but I guess not. But yeah, nearly $10 for just this, just because of the crane. Like, and I'm going to talk about it once we get to Sandy here, but there was definitely ways to make her more valuable than just selling her like this. But I will say this is still a pretty nice version of Carly, and I'm happy to have her. Now let's take a look at the final character. This review's been pretty quick because there's really not much to talk about with these. I thought there would be more, but these just aren't interesting, and that's what I'll get into later on the like full main review. But here's not Carly, Sandy. Sandy's a pretty weird character. Like, I don't know why they would name one of the main characters of their new show Sandy. Like, obviously they know that SpongeBob has Sandy, and obviously I know that other franchises can have the same character names, but I don't know, it just seems kind of silly to have the same name as another popular main character in a different show that's more successful. Then you can't like trademark it or anything. Like, I'm pretty sure they trademarked it as like Sandy the Rail Speeder or something, but that's just kind of stupid. But whatever. I didn't notice that. That comes off. You know what? That's actually pretty cool. I did not notice that comes off. Sandy is another big peg sitter. I've personally never seen her on shelves, or at least never paid attention to her on shelves, but I know from people in like Australia and stuff, there are like mounds and mounds of just random Sandy variants on shelves, which again is because they placed her at a price range which is kind of bad. Like, she is with the small engine assortment, which of course is the cheapest, so they couldn't really do anything else. But you have to take into account that is now like almost $5. So if you're buying the single engine version of this, you're paying like $5 for just that. And to be fair, I did buy Winston, but I think Winston has more of a value to him because although he's pretty much as small as Sandy here, I keep having to look at her name. Even though he's as small as Sandy here, he comes with a little Sir Topham hat, so that makes him a little bit more valuable. And I think for this like kind of range, they should have paired these two together. I know that having both of these metal engines may have been working at a loss there, but I think they should have honestly just kind of dealt with the loss, because I'm sure they're making a lot less selling these two individually, because individually neither of these two sell because both are too expensive for what they're actually worth. But together, Sandy kind of acts as like a tender for Carly, so I think that would have made a lot more sense. Like, I'm trying to couple her up, but this coupler, I should say that Sandy does have a unique coupler, which is not great, but I guess it's kind of accurate, so whatever. But yeah, if they sold Sandy and Carly like this, I think that would have been a much more worthwhile set. And I think they did that in Motorized, but that was a 3-pack, which I do have, and I actually didn't review because the footage got lost. But anyways, yeah, I'm kind of rambling about these two characters a lot more than I should, but that's just kind of because I've never talked about them on the channel. But yeah, that's AEG Sandy. That's not AEG Sandy. This is the construction Sandy, and I just realized I haven't even talked about her construction livery. It's okay. You can see the pink kind of coming up there. It's honestly kind of weird, and then this whole thing, just silver. I think they should have. If there was any character they should have made fully silver, it should have been this one. They could have even made her like little, I don't know what that actually is, but they could have like put that in silver shiny plastic, and that could have looked a little bit nicer. But all in all, this isn't a terrible model, but definitely not one to write home about. So yeah, that's the AEG Construction Crew, or nameless pack. So what do I think about the full pack? Again, the packaging is really bad. Not only is there no name, there's no protection for the engine, so these could easily get stolen. There's not even tape, again. There's no adhesive, that was the word I was looking for. There's nothing explaining why these characters are in the liveries that they are. I still don't really know why they're in the livery that they are. I know Season 4 of All Engines Go has come out now, but I don't even think that makes it the most clear. I think they're just like building a junction or something, and it's really not that interesting. Which is part of why I don't like this pack. It is not very interesting. Like, sure, it may be cool to have these like these things in like silver paint, but I know if I was a kid, seeing all these characters in like unfinished silver paint wouldn't be that interesting to me. I might have still bought it, but I don't think these would get as much play as something like a normal Henry or a normal Thomas, or even a normal Carly if she was around at the time when I was a kid. I guess I do have to say that at least these are based off the show, but there are so many more interesting show variants, especially for All Engines Go. Like there were these like gingerbread. I remember seeing it on Twitter. There was like these gingerbread Thomas and Percy variants in one of the All Engines Go Christmas specials, and those actually looked really cool. And I think a lot of people were waiting for toys of those because those actually looked really cool, and they never made toys of them. So the variants that people actually want, they don't make toys of. But then you have stuff like this, which isn't interesting at all. It's just kind of silver and bland. But they're just easy repaint. So here's a toy of it. This pack also retails for about like $20, which I think 15 would have made a little bit more sense, or like even like discounted at 10. I think that's when these packs are gonna start to go. But at the $20 price range, these packs have been just sitting on. I wish I had a picture of that, but these packs have had a full assortment on shelves. Where those packs over there, those have been selling like really good. And that's $30. $30, and that's selling. Which I'm not trying to say like just because of the classic design, those are selling more. I'm just trying to say that I don't know. People are probably more interested in normal versions of each character than these variants, which don't make much sense and don't have any explanation to them. I said I wasn't gonna bring that up too much, but I have brought that up a lot. And I guess I should say, because I'm dogging on this pack, this is not an AEG hate video in any way. I just reviewed 2 AEG products that I actually wouldn't say I liked, but I thought were decent. So it's honestly pretty disappointing looking at this pack now. But anyways, thank you all for watching. Let me know your opinions on this pack. Let me know your opinions on that packaging, because I know a lot of people don't like it. Tell me a reason why, if you do like it, tell me a reason why, because I would actually like to know. Aside from like, it's a nice presentation, like, what makes that packaging actually like competent, I should say. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Bye.